A quick look into Westworld. I've pretty much watched all of series 1 and 2, The Maze and the Door. It's all about waking up, of course. The robots slowly wake up. They wake up to the fact that they are slaves. Of course, it's the Goyim. It's all what is it, allegory? I don't know. No, analogy. I don't know the right word, but it's basically us, right? So the robots are us, the Goyim slaves. You know, it's us. And very few people wake up to the system, the feudal system run by the Zionist Masons. Anyway, so halfway through season 1, Ed Harris says something quite important to Mr. Traffic here. Quite a good actor, actually, this guy. He says, you've never made your own choice in your life. You think you have, but you've never. Life's all about choices, but you've never made your own choice. And this is more true in reality than we would like to admit to ourselves, because my point is this, and this is his point. You have the freedom of, shall we say, choice. Your choices are limited to the narrow confines of what is available to you. Let me repeat that. Your choices in the Western world, see, Westworld, it's Western world, are limited. Your choices are limited to what, the narrow confines of what is available to you, right? For instance, I went out, got myself A-levels and a degree, came out right in the middle of the mid-90s recession, couldn't get a job like everybody else in the year for the first 2 years. And the first job I got was £12,000 a year. And I still, like I said, I've still got friends in London who are on £12,000 a year. You can't live on that. You couldn't live on that then. I remember after working for a whole year in this 8 to 6 slave cubicle job for £12,000 a year, I looked at my bank account. I'll never forget the day. After working for 1 year, 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening, not 9 to 5, 2 extra hours, I had £4 in my bank account. 4. After working for a year. I was poorer than I'd ever been when I was not working at all. Yeah. So your choices are limited within that range, within the narrow confines. So what's available to you as one of the Goyim is not what's available to many of the tribe, right? The film American Psycho, I've done a video on that a long time ago. Christian Bale playing a bateman, and he's sitting there in a very high position in Wall Street, in the banking, which is obviously owned by the Zionist Masons, of course. And he's been slotted in there. He's a Trump. He's a son and heir, a Hebrew son and heir. And he's just been slotted in at a high level. There's no like ground level cashier work and exam after exam getting nowhere for him. He's just gone straight in at the top. Yeah, that movie is not about him being a psycho. It's about him doodling because he's got nothing to do, gets a huge amount of money. If there's any work to do, he's got a secretary to do it for him. He's only worried about the liniment lint calling cards of his Hebrew colleagues, whether his calling card is as good and whether he can take one of his Hebrew colleagues to Dorsiano's to show off, whether he can make that booking. And he's just bored and he's rich and he is a Hebrew son and heir. That's what American Psycho is about. Okay. It's about the nepotism amongst the tribe. There's none of this for them. Okay. They need slaves. They need slaves to cook their food, to drive the trains, to do the calling out. for the sales here, to contact, to sell, to do the hard work. They need the slaves, the Goyim slaves. But there's not. It's a flat structure. I've said that before. I've done many videos on this. These blue and red ISIS and Ra Freemason-owned offices with their open plan offices with their cubicles. It's a completely flat structure, and there's nowhere to go. There is no upward mobility. There's nowhere. It's flat. The best you can do is be a line manager at the end of the line, cracking the whip along the line. You could say that this guy is probably the line manager here, standing here, making sure that the slave is working hard and just keeping an eye on the lines, cracking the whip down the line, and they're not paid much more than you. And that's the highest you can go, to be a pit boss, slave driver. There he is. Yeah, does he, she, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's still on the ground floor. It's still low pay. So, very good point. You think you're making choices. You are making choices, but only within the narrow confines of what's available to you as a member of the Goyim across the Western world. See, it's Westworld, it's WW. Yeah, you think it's the Wild West, but no, it's really the Western world. The whole Western world. You're a slave. And there's people waking up. Now, you've got your Logan in it as well, so there's your controlled future. And there's your other PSYOP as well, your Second American Civil War. It's full of that. Yeah? It's all American Civil War. Again, they're showing you the near future for America. The Second American Civil War is full of that. So, yeah, I'll keep that one short for now. There's more to say on it, but this is the essence of Westworld. It's just about waking up, which the majority of the public never will do. They just haven't got the brain power. They're too brainwashed.